What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. I'm Michigan Sports Talk here. This video is brought to you by our partners over at BetUS TV, but in this one, we got some transfer portal news for the Wolverines as Michigan already in contact with some targets. We go over that, plus Michigan's departures, as well as what Sherrone Moore had to say about the team in spring ball so far, and also an update on Mikey Keene and how Bryce Underwood has been doing. Also, multiple Michigan players spoke to the media. They talked about their progression, their goals for this season, how the team is looking, and also Brady Norton, the transfer offensive lineman, taking a shot at Ohio State. And we also got some recruiting news, a new prediction in for the Wolverines, and an update on a flip target as well. It's all going to be in this video and more, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, so to start this video out, I did want to talk about some transfer portal news for Michigan, as the Wolverines already have their eyes on some portal targets and have already made contact with one, and that is the South Dakota offensive tackle transfer Joe Cotton. He's a 6'7", 315-pound offensive lineman. He's heard from many schools already, and according to E.G. Holland of the Wolverine, Cotton said that my team and I have a lot of interest in Michigan. Now, Cotton, he was an FCS freshman All-American in 2023, also earned Missouri Valley All-Conference honors last season, one of the best players at the position in the FCS, and he started all 14 games at left tackle last season. Now, obviously, Michigan during the winter transfer portal window missed on some top targets at the offensive tackle and offensive line position, but Cotton could potentially fill that need for the Wolverines and also come in and compete and potentially start right away. So right away, that is one name to watch out for the Wolverines. And then Michigan is set to lose some players. We've already talked about a couple of them already. Jaden McBurrows, Amorion Walker, Alessandro Lorenzetti, Jason Hewlett, all have entered or have planned to enter the portal as the portal officially opened up today. And then also we got news yesterday that both edge Amari Kumba and running back Benjamin Hall are entering the portal as well. And obviously one of the bigger names out of that bunch is Benjamin Hall. And he obviously wasn't set to compete for running back 1 or running back 2, as that seems to be Justice Haynes and Jordan Marshall, but he was in the mix for running back 3. However, there is a lot of competition in that room. You got players like Micah Capana, also incoming freshmen Donovan Johnson, Jasper Parker, who will be with the team soon. So there is still a lot of talent in the room, but Benjamin Hall, obviously best of luck. He wasn't going to see too much playing time, and hopefully he goes somewhere where he can put his talents on display. It was just a very stacked running back room here at Michigan. And I also wanted to mention some spring game news here for the Wolverines, as obviously the spring game is this Saturday. The teams have all been selected, maize versus blue. Bryce Underwood, I know for sure will be on the blue team. For those of you wondering, it was also pretty cool that the former 5-star offensive tackle Andrew Babalola was named the first pick in Michigan's spring game draft, as it looks like he'll be on the maize team. So that was actually very interesting. The number 1 pick in Michigan's spring game draft went to Andrew Babalola. That's got to mean something in how he's been performing so far as a freshman. And as far as the spring game format and rules, according to John Jansen, kickoff will be approximately at 12:05 p.m. There will be 4 15-minute quarters. Clock will stop at change of possession or on scoring plays. There will be a 2-minute timeout in the second and fourth quarters. There will be a 15-minute halftime, 3-minute break between the first and second and third and fourth quarters. And then also each team can run a maximum of 2 trick plays. Kicks and punts are all fair caught. There will be field goals and punts, but they aren't allowed to be blocked. And then also, instead of onside kicks, there will be a 4th and 15 play that needs to be converted to keep possession. So that's the format and rules for the spring game that I wanted to mention right there. And before we do continue this video, I do want to give a shout out to our partners over at BetUS TV. You can check them out on YouTube for sports advice. They'll take care of you. You can also go to betustv.com for more odds and markets and also more sports content. Got the NBA playoffs in full swing right now. Some play-in tournaments tonight. And we also got the Pistons versus Knicks. That series starts Saturday for all my Detroit sports fans out there. I tell you what, Pistons could make some noise. And obviously the MLB is in full swing right now. NHL playoffs coming up. So tons of sports content and odds and all that. Go ahead, check them out at betustv.com. But let's go ahead and continue here. I wanted to talk about what Sherrone Moore said on Michigan as he talked Bryce Underwood, Mikey Keene's injury, spring ball on a Big Ten Network interview. First said that some players who have stood out to him is Derek Moore. He said our edge rusher number 8, he's been unbelievable. And TJ Guy, that edge duo, those guys have been awesome, and they're not far behind with Cam Brandt and Dominic Nichols. So I'm really excited about our defensive line as a whole. He also mentioned Trey Williams, the transfer from Clemson, and also Rayshawn Benny has been great. He also said both quarterbacks on the offensive side, Jaden Davis, Bryce Underwood, Mikey Keene has been working through something, and he's actually throwing here this week, so feel pretty good about him. So that's some great news right there on Mikey Keene, as it looks like he should be getting back to throwing the ball at least this week. He also said the wide receiver room, he said it feels much deeper than years of the past. I feel like we've got really good one. So, 2 or 3 punch, and feels like there's 4 or 5 or 6 guys who can go and make a play. And he talked about Donovan McCulley, Samaj Morgan, Frederick Moore, Channing Goodwin, Amarion Stewart has been stepping up, and also the young guys Andrew Marsh and Jamar Browder have really showed, he said. Also speaking on Bryce Underwood, he said he is just, really is addicted to football. He loves it. He loves the preparation. He loves the grind, and to the point sometimes you got to tell him, dude, you need to get some sleep. It's not healthy, but he loves it, and he wants to be the best, and he worked at it, and he's going to, he's doing a really good job for us. That's what Sherrone Moore had to say on Big Ten Network. And also, new defensive back TJ Metcalf talked to the media a couple days ago, actually yesterday, and first, he talked about the quarterbacks. He said that they've been making a lot of good throws, been doing extremely well, and likes what he sees from them. He also said that, he always knew about Michigan with the culture and tradition growing up. He knew Michigan was a spot he wanted to look at when he got in the portal. And he also said that he's a great fit for the defense and playing for Coach Wink Martindale. He's been learning the defense really well, and several spots in the defense, working at both nickel and also, both safety spots. That wasn't the only transfer addition that talked to the media, though. Offensive lineman Brady Norton talked to the media. He said that one of his favorite things is the Beat Ohio drill. He also said that he's primarily playing tackle and is at 310 to 315 pounds right now. He also said that Ohio State turned up the heat and offered after Michigan offered in the portal, but knew it was too late and didn't call them back after committing to Michigan. And he basically said, F those guys. So you'll love to hear that. And offensive lineman Nathan Efobi also spoke to the media. He said that he's trying to prove that he can become one of the best guards in program history. Did say that Michigan is slinging the rock, and there's definitely a lot more pass plays this season. But ultimately said, I've done my time here, seeing Zinter and all the guys before me, and he said it's time to break out. I had a good spring. I've been feeling good. The team's looking good. It's all good, and now thinks it's his time to shine. He said, I waited, did my time, got better in the shadows, and now people are going to see who I say I am. As obviously both Nathan Efobi and Brady Norton have been competing in the offensive line and competing for a starting spot there on the offensive line this offseason. So let me know what you guys think about that, and what a couple of players said, as well as what Sherrone Moore said, and who you guys are most excited to see in the spring game for Michigan. Obviously, I know a lot of people are going to say Bryce Underwood, but other than Bryce Underwood, who are you excited to see? And we do got a little bit of recruiting news here I wanted to talk about first. On the 2026 3-star tight end Mason Bonner from the state of Colorado. Obviously, Michigan's going after Matt Ludwig in the 2026 class, but also Mason Bonner they were high on as well. And Steve Lorenz of the Michigan Insider did put in a crystal ball prediction for the Wolverines to land him, and he said that on Monday we reported that Michigan would be dropping by to see him, and that his recruitment is almost down to basically 2 teams between Minnesota and Michigan currently. So Michigan stands good in that recruitment, as well as the 2026 four-star linebacker and current Auburn commit Sherrone Moore from the state of Alabama, as Michigan continuing to push for him as he traveled up to Ann Arbor and his family as well for a visit this past weekend. He told Bryce Underwood to the Michigan Insider that "I love the whole trip." That's what his dad, Mr. Tootle, told the Michigan Insider, and they did get to watch some practice, meeting Sherrone Moore, linebackers coach Brian Jean Mary. They said that they like the leader that Sherrone Moore is. Also got to see how Michigan would use Tootle in their system, and ultimately said Michigan first-class organization, and Michigan continues to impress and push for Sherrone Moore, who's currently committed to Auburn, but is a flip target for the Wolverines currently. But with that, it's going to wrap up this video. Again, shout out to our partners over at BetUS TV. Go ahead, check them out at betustv.com. And if you guys did go ahead to enjoy this video, make sure to go ahead, drop a like, comment down below, and subscribe for more if you are new around here. I greatly appreciate it. And we will see you guys in the next video. Go Blue.